my home state of Ohio has decided to declare their brilliance and their intelligence by sending George Zimmerman money for guns. The
Really?
Ohio, yeah, the Ohio-based gun advocacy group, the Buckeye Firearms Foundation, sent George Zimmerman a check last week for $12,150.37 for the purpose of buying more guns.
What are we
Because
doing here?
they feel sorry for him because the police and the investigative unit have decided to hold his gun until further notice. And the same group is also responsible for training teachers and administrators in Ohio to carry guns into the classroom. The group says,
Look, that's a great idea. Yeah. Nothing
yeah,
bad is ever going to happen there.
yeah, no chance that anything's going to go wrong in that scenario.
Of course not.
It's a group that they call FASTER, Faculty Administrator Safety Training and Emergency Response Program. And it is, and this is their words, it is helping to deal with the mass murders in schools by preventing the schools from becoming, quote, victim zones. They train for, the teachers and administrators are trained for 3 days and then are allowed to carry weapons inside the school. Yeah.
3 days. That's it?
Three whole days, yeah. And in Ohio, apparently, I did not know this. This is very comforting since I live in Ohio. In Ohio, laws actually allow teachers and staff to carry firearms in school if the school board approves. So Zimmerman's attorney defended his need for more guns by saying he has, quote, even more reason to be arming himself now. And Zimmerman has already been carrying another weapon since the end of the trial.
Do you know who also had a reason to be armed? Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had been armed.
I mean, but Zimmerman.
Why isn't the NRA? I'm sorry. Why isn't the NRA out there saying, well, Trayvon would have been okay. He could have stood his ground if he had a gun.
Well, do you think that?
But they're not out there saying that.
Yeah, but do you think that? Yeah, if the roles had been switched and Trayvon had the gun and he gunned down Zimmerman, do you think he would have gotten off on self-defense? Yeah, right.
Probably not.
And Zimmerman was recently pulled over in Texas for speeding, and they found a gun in his car then. So why does he need $12,000 to buy more guns for?
Yeah, and exactly. Now I remember he had this Zimmerman defense fund set up for when he was going to the court trial, right?
Yeah.
And it was this large fund, and there's some controversy about, how he tried to take some of that money from that fund to use for personal use, and he was telling his girlfriend, get into the, I don't remember the code name that they used for it, but it was a really stupid code name.
Yes.
They covered it on the Young Turks, talking about that code name to slip some money into it. So I think he's got plenty of money if he can already go out and have another gun.
Absolutely. And his wife got in trouble, if you recall, for lying about their finances.
That's right. That's true.
So just, top-notch, wonderful all-American folks we're dealing with here. And, shame on my state of Ohio.
How much of that money could have went to actually helping people?
Yeah, I mean, that's enough money to buy a used car for somebody. That's enough money for a year's worth of food for a family of 3 or 4. And that money could have gone to so much good. And, I guarantee that most of the people that contributed to that fund and donated to that fund rarely, if ever, donate to other charities like, food banks and things like that.
I'm sure a lot of it actually has probably came from pro-gun right groups.
Right.
I mean,
absolutely. And all they care about is guns. They don't care about the lives lost. They don't care about safety measures. All they care about is guns, 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 guns. And whoever has to die so that they can maintain their freedom, well, that's just the way things are. And, that's the sacrifice everyone needs to deal with. So buck up and quit crying about your dead child, because the guns in this country are more important.
Oh, well, guns don't kill people.
Yeah, people kill people.
Right?
Yeah,
that's the
people.
old
That's
saying.
why we want background checks on people. That's why we want licensing requirements for people, and that's why we want psychological evaluations for people. I can't wrap my head around this mentality that people get into, where their guns are more important than other people's lives, and the safety measures that we take on other things don't apply to guns and gun ownership. And well-regulated militia somehow just means any person who wants to have a gun at all in this country, for any reason, and as many as they want, and whatever kind they want. So they say things like regulated means something different now than it meant back then. That's not what they meant by well-regulated.
And there's also a thing that shows that every regular person is considered part of the militia, right? There's a official militia, and then there's anybody who's not part of that official militia is actually also part of the militia, the unregulated,
right.
Something like it's kind of screwy, but it is on the books. You can look up that section and everything. And I don't feel comfortable with everybody being part of the militia, because you say you got Bob over there, and Bob's a little unhinged. Do you really want him having an AK-47?
Right. Yeah.
Even if in the very off chance that the United States gets invaded by communists or something like that, I know I'm like channeling 1954, but I really don't want Bob, who's fucking unhinged, to have an AK-47 on my team. I'm going to be afraid of getting shot in the back by Bob.
Yeah, we have a mass shooting every other week, and just like the shooter.
There are just some people. What I'm getting to is there's just some people that shouldn't have guns, and I'm thinking Zimmerman is not exactly one of those people that I think should have a weapon. But then again, that's my opinion, because he seems like he's a little overzealous, and though it's not a crime, shooting someone is.
Yes. Well, it should be. It's supposed to be.
I guess not if you're in Florida, but
no. Yeah, not if you're in Florida. And even more cases of things like this in stand your ground states are starting to happen. I've seen a massive influx of news stories like this, where innocent black people are getting gunned down, even children.
There was that
children are getting shot.
That 13-year-old that was killed by a 70-year-old man right in front of the house, because he accused that 13-year-old, African American child of stealing his guns. So what did he do?
Absolutely.
He went out and shot him, killed him, and luckily the guy got put away. The justice system did work in this case.
Yes.
Sometimes
but only because it was caught on camera. I bet if it wasn't caught on camera, it wouldn't have been as easy to prosecute him. But I feel like, and there was that older woman, I can't remember which state it was in, or if it was in Florida, who shot a child in her yard.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring up the other story of a black family that was traveling in their SUV, and they stopped into somebody's yard and turned around because they missed an exit, and this old lady just came out blasting.
Yeah, I heard about that one too.
There are just some people that shouldn't have.
So many of them. Yeah, there's so many stories like that popping up, and I feel like more of them are happening recently, because I think a lot of crazy old racist assholes see what happened with Zimmerman and go, well, he got away with it. Open season.
Open season.